If the Dolphins win on Sunday, it means a fourth trip to the Super Bowl. But if the Jets are victorious, it'll be their first trip to the big game since a man named Joe Namath led them to the championship back in Super Bowl III. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports.
Now watch this time. Take. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Thank you.
This is the Diplomat Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. It's the site of professional baseball's winter meetings. At this hotel over the weekend, the International League once again stated that Northeastern Baseball is indeed a member of their league. And they further confirmed that by adopting their 1987 schedule, and it includes the Red Barons.
With the schedule, the site of Williamsport was approved for our 1987 season. The International League wants to have certain improvements made to the facility before we go in there. We don't anticipate that'll be a problem. We've reached tentative agreement with the city of Williamsport with respect to a lease, so we're in shape to begin the 1987 season in Williamsport.
As Attorney John McGee attends the winter baseball meetings here at the Diplomat Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, the legal battle continues between Northeastern Baseball and Maine Guides owner Jordan Kobritz. McGee expects a long court battle, but he says there's no reason why Northeastern Baseball shouldn't have their AAA team for the 1987 season.
Well, the only reason we would not get the team by the time the season starts is if the judge were to render a decision that we breached the contract as opposed to what actually happened and that Jordan Kobritz breached the contract. In the event that a decision came down along those lines, we of course would file appeals immediately. We're the rightful owner of the franchise and we'll do everything to protect that franchise.
So as the days go by, more and more the pieces start to fall into place for Northeastern Baseball. Now they've got a stadium in which to play. The International League has drawn up a schedule with the Red Barons included. And it looks as though Attorney John McGee's dream of bringing professional baseball to Northeastern Pennsylvania will become a reality for 1987. In Hollywood, Florida, at the site of professional baseball's winter meetings, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports Nightcast. It was a night for champions in District 2 at Convention Hall in Pittston. Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports Nightcast.
There is something special about sitting on a lake or pond in Pennsylvania and doing some fishing for bass. Whether it be for small or largemouth, the energy level rises with anticipation of perhaps pulling out that one lunker that everyone hopes for. When you talk bass fishing, you talk about a battle. And according to the Pennsylvania Fish Commission, you've got a shot at some pretty good action in this state.
Bass fishing in northeastern Pennsylvania is, generally speaking, it's quite good. We're blessed with a very large number of water areas, and most of those are open to the public. There are some good bass fishing areas in a lot of the developments in the Pocono areas.
There are all kinds of ways to handle bass fishing. You can throw out the finest arsenal available, or use the good old common live bait. Whatever works, works. And some of the key information and guidelines can be found at your local tackle shop.
Tackle shops, particularly the better ones that are dealing in bait and tackle, they're probably your best source of information as far as what's biting, where, and what to use, and what type of equipment they're taking fish on.
If you fish over a drop-off, you would cast out, let the lure fall,
and as it's falling, all of this twist your tail bit and the spinners are spinning, and it's a traction. The fish will pick it up, follow it down, and it's just like a dying fish or a dying minnow. He'll strike at it.
On 28 Magazine this weekend, you will see our efforts on a pair of ponds in northeastern Pennsylvania, Valley of the Lakes in Nuremberg, and Helen and Ed's Pond in Dorrance. My expert bass guide, Mr. Jay Carter. But at times, even the expert guards his territory.
Jesse's taking all the prime stuff, Ren. He's taking all the prime territory.
Oh no, you want to get anywhere under those trees.
He's getting mad too, you see that?
Bass fishing in Pennsylvania, the subject of our segment on 28 Magazine this Sunday. 2 days of going for the big one, and 2 days of fun. You'll enjoy it.
He's out. Don't worry. Don't move. It's okay, Jim. It's only one out now. One out now. One. Jim, coming to you. Come on, guys. Hey, you got 2 outs.
So the Lions of Penn State begin defense of their national championship by rolling over the Falcons of Bowling Green University. From Beaver Stadium in State College, this is Jim Miller, Eyewitness Sports.
With me now is Bubba Smith.
Hey, what's happening, Sid, man? You're my favorite sportscaster, man.
Right tackle for the Hanover area Hawkeyes.
Yeah, man, I've been there 17 years now in Hanover. Alex Kopaz is my coach. He's still there, too. And I've always watched you. You know, that skinny guy with the long face, Jim Miller, a long time ago, he ripped you off more ways than you know you could ever be ripped off. I'm so glad you got the job, and I'm glad that you interviewed me today.
Thank you.
That's stupid. We get paid for this. We're actually getting paid.
And now let's go to Mark Albrecht, live at layoff that was necessary to determine the Northern Division's playoff participant. The Class B playoffs are just now in their semifinal round. There'll be 2 games played this weekend.
You get that on tape?
This sign clearly states the rule.
The student activities only? We're violating for this program the entrance and the rules and regulations of Mountaineer High School Stadium. This is student activities only, and we're going in here, and guess what? They're growing the grass again. They're actually growing the grass. Look at out there, Mark, swing out there, way out there. Those guys they're planting grass again. It's Myers all over. They're planting grass. Let's go find out what the hell's going on here. Action 16, action 28, I'm sorry.
Soon as you can see, the environment here at Dallas High School Football Stadium is very difficult for the opposing team. We are sitting in the visitors' locker room. When you come to play football in Dallas, you are in a world of shit. The bridge. The home locker room. Where'd you start out with? Huh? Oh, God. Right there, rented job. Rolling. Pardon my French, but you gotta be fucking nuts to do this shit. We are frozen. We have no balls left. We have no balls. They're gone. It's so cold out here. It's unbelievable. And this is for free. This is for free. This is the price we pay. But you know why we do it? For the kids. Thank you very much.
Just keep coming to the fight so you can take lessons.
So that closes the book on Larry Holmes' illustrious career, and he went down fighting. But he has nothing to be ashamed of, because he was heavyweight champion for 7.5 years, and now it's time to step aside, because this is the age of Mike Tyson. From the Convention Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. And finally, after all the festivities were over, it was time for the first pitch of 1988 at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. All right, Jack.
Year number 1 in the Wyoming Valley Conference for the Vikings of Bishop Hapey has proved to be a successful one in which the club challenged for the Class B first and second half championship. This team was a contender throughout the entire season.
It was the most exciting time for our boys basketball program and for our school here, the fans, the people involved. It's been a great experience moving north and being involved with the Wyoming Valley and the media coverage that we've received in that area.
The coaching staff also had the luxury of 2 1,000-point scorers in John Mahaski and Joe Dudak to give them clout from the very beginning.
We started off with both of them as sophomores starting for us. They've played 3 years on varsity, and this is the culmination. This is the end of what they've done for us in the program, and I think they're quite pleased, and we're very pleased with what they've been able to accomplish.
Hapey Principal Father Richard Locke was also most kind today to present our staff with a very nice plaque concerning our relationship with the kids throughout the year. And then, to our surprise, the team and head coach Nick Cavuto went a step further.
On behalf of the Bishop Hapey boys basketball team, our players, coaches, and the school, we'd like to present Jim Miller with this basketball, and on it we have lettered WBRE TV, Jim Miller, you're on the ball.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Once again, thanks to the very fine people at Bishop Hapey High School. And good luck to the basketball team in your game tomorrow night with Westside Tech. For you fans, that game starts at 8 p.m.
Sid Michaels.
My own parents have never been that nice to me. Just the fact that District 2 can give this award year after year is a tribute and just shows the work that not only myself and Jim Miller, but the entire media neighborhood or all the media does in district staffs, to the schools and to the evolved to a point where I know at Channel 28, Friday night would consist of, and the other stations are now doing that. They're covering more than one game. They're going to a number of games. Statistics for different sports, almost as to District 2 in the future. And again, thank you very much.
Eyewitness Sports. We don't have Skycam, but we have Skycar. You can understand why these Corvettes have been so very successful for the first 5 races of the season. Fine, well-tuned machines. And again, that's why you can understand why they are number 1. And now, if you wonder why WBRE is number 3, take a look at that finely tuned machine. If there's one thing this Wilkes Colonels football team has shown, is that it's got a lot of character. After a convincing defeat in game number 1, they came back with a chance to win their second contest and then played very well last week against a good Susquehanna ball club. The wins will come for the Colonels, possibly this week when they play at Moravian. At Ralston Field, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. Let me do one more like that. 3-2-1. Wilkes lost their first 3 games. They got to win sooner or later. It could be this week. Maybe not. Could be next week. Maybe not. Could be the week after. Maybe not. And if it's not this year, they'll win next year. And if not next year, they'll win the year after. From Ralston Field, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. 3, 2, 1. Wilkes got their heads handed to them in the first game. They came back in the second game, had a chance to win, but they weren't man enough. Then in the third game, you could tell that those first 2 games affected them, because they couldn't win that third game. There was no way in hell they were going to beat Susquehanna. Now they'll go to Moravian. They hope to win there. Friggin' fat chance. I'm Sid Michaels at Ralston Field for Eyewitness Sports. 3, 2, 1. Head coach Joe DeMelfi is trying to turn this program around here at Wilkes. Bill Unsworth got the screws put to him. Right now he's down in Charlotte. He's having a hell of a time in the warm weather and with the winning program, while Joe DeMelfi is here sucking gas with the 0-3 Colonels. At Ralston Field, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports. 3, 2, 1. Head coach Joe DeMelfi says this isn't what he expected when he took the head coaching job here at Wilkes. He says if his team doesn't win soon, he's going to put his mouth to the tailpipe. Mrs. DeMelfi, by the plot. At Ralston Field, I'm Sid Michaels, Eyewitness Sports.
Over in the Middle East in our minds, and keep them in our prayers, because and honor guys like you and enjoy ourselves like this. So, Julia, and next to him, the mayor of Taylor, Mr. David Knowles. Also at our head table, Mr. Louis Serafini, through 1989. Upon retiring, he went into the private business world, where he's very successful now, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his playing days and I'm sure a number of other interesting things.